Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a little Q&A question and answer video. I get questions daily on DMs on Instagram or just emails asking questions about my life, blogging, makeup, fashion, parenthood, like everything. So I figured I would let you all send me in your DMs and I would write them all down, which I have them here, and I would answer them for you guys. That way I can refer everyone back to this video instead of answering them a million times over, which I don't care to do, but I figured this might be simpler. So I'm going to start off with blogging questions first. The number one question I get asked about blogging is, what camera do you use? So I just recently bought a new camera, which I'll talk about in a second, but for the past 2 years I use a Canon Rebel T5, I believe. Yeah. And with that I use the 50mm lens, and that gives the background the blur effect that it looks really nice on your feed, it looks really nice on your website. So I knew I wanted a camera that could achieve that for me. So I had that for the past 2 years, like I said, and loved it. It did the trick. It took also blog pictures for me, but I knew in 2018 I wanted to do YouTube. So with that being said, the Canon, if you have ever seen a Canon camera, it's just very bulky. The screen is fixed, you can't flip it up. And so I knew I wanted a camera that I could flip the screen so I could see myself instead of having to buy a monitor that you would hook up. So just so I know that my face is focused, what I was in the shot, I wanted to get in the shot, etc. It's really hard to film without seeing yourself. So excuse me. So right before Christmas, I was doing some research on vlogging cameras, just things that YouTubers recommended, and I came across the Sony a5100, which is what I'm filming with today. So a few of my blogger friends has this camera and they said they loved it. So I kind of jumped on the bandwagon really quick and sold my Canon and bought this one. And honestly, at first, I was super disappointed with the Sony a5100. I used the standard lens for a couple blog pictures and hated it. The quality was not what my Canon was. I was super disappointed, but then after talking to a few blogger friends, I found that I needed to switch lenses. So the standard lens is what I'm filming with today because it is just a standard lens. It doesn't have an automatic zoom. And with the new lens, I took a picture with it for blogging and it was amazing. And I'll grab that lens for you guys. Hang on just a second. Okay. So this is the lens that I got and decided to keep the camera because it made such a difference. So this is what the box looks like. Oh, wrong side. And this is what the lens looks like. And this is the E-mount lens. I think there's different ones, but this is the 50mm. And this lens with this camera makes a world of difference when it comes to your blogging pictures. I don't film with this lens, but I do take my blogging pictures with it, and it's awesome. Also, for all you moms out there, if you are looking for a camera that is lightweight, you can carry with you, definitely recommend the Sony a5100 over the Canon Rebel or any kind of bulky camera. You know, I traveled for New Year's and Christmas, and I would have not taken my Canon with me. It's just so bulky, it's just hard to carry. It has like a whole separate bag, and this one I can just throw in my purse or travel on or whatever, carry on. So going back to moms, if you were looking to take pictures of your babies inside, I would recommend the Sony a5100 over the Canon. With the Canon, you have to really mess with the settings to get the lighting what you want, and I felt like, I'm no camera expert by no means, and I'm sure I probably was doing it not right, but it just seemed like my pictures were really grainy by the time I got it to be how light I wanted it to be. With the Sony, you don't have to change any settings. Like, it's just awesome. So I definitely recommend, if you do more indoor shooting of your kids or family or whatever, to get the Sony a5100. So enough about cameras. On to the next question. How did you start blogging? So in 2000, I always get this date mixed up. It's either 2013 or 2014. It's on my About Me. I have to go back there and reference to remember when I started my blog. But I started it in the summer, so like June or July of 2013 or 2014. And honestly, I started it to just kind of talk about makeup and hair. My entire life, people have come to me for makeup and hair advice. In college, I was in a sorority, so before every single dance, I would end up doing all the girls' makeup and hair. And like we would have like a little best salon before the dance because everyone like I had to do everybody's hair and makeup, which I loved. So, and I've started doing weddings for my friends and makeup for my friends for engagement pictures or whatever they need. So that's been really fun. But that's why I started the blog, was just to talk about that, because I got so many questions daily. And it's so funny to think about now, because I started it and called it Best Beauty Hacks, which it was so stupid now that I think about it. But that quickly changed. And I quickly realized that I wanted to do more fashion than beauty. And don't get me wrong, I still love makeup. I still love doing hair just as much as fashion. But to me, it's easier to blog about fashion than makeup. But hopefully this year, I'll get more makeup stuff out for you guys, because I know that is something that you guys want to see and gets recommended a lot. So when I started my blog, I didn't tell like anyone about it really. I think I might have told my mom, and then of course I told Levi because we were dating at the time, and he thought it was so weird. He's like, isn't it blogging for like nerds? And I was just like, no, like there's more to it, which I started with no intention of doing it every day, no intention of making a career out of it, no intention of thinking that I would have this many followers. Not that I have a lot, but there's plenty of people out there that have way more than me, but you know, I just kept at it and it became what it is today. So I did get a lot of people that made fun of me for it, and I still do. That was really hard at first, just to kind of put myself out there. I wouldn't share it on my social media accounts, my personal ones. And it was just kind of tough to hear people, you know, I think they thought that I was doing it because I was full of myself and that I loved to talk about myself and take pictures of myself, but that's not why I do it. I blog because, you know, there's so many different opportunities. I get to work with amazing people, amazing companies. I've met awesome friends through it, and it's just fun. Like, I mean, that's just all there is to it. I just think it's fun. Not because I like to see myself. Ask my fiance, I literally have to take a million pictures before I even like one. Like, I think I look disgusting in like half of them. So it's not like I think that I'm like the prettiest person in the world, because trust me, I don't. And so I think that's what people thought. So it was kind of tough, but if you want to start a blog, who cares what people think? Screw them. I've had to, you know, tell myself that over and over, just not care what people think. So if you want to start a blog, don't care. You just shouldn't care what people think of you. So how do you make money blogging? So there's several different ways you can make money blogging, but I want to start off by saying, if you plan on doing blogging just to make money, you might as well quit now, because it takes a really long time to build up to, you know, to make money. There's no way I could just live off my blogging income right now. I mean, it's nice to have that money in my pocket, but you couldn't live off of it. I mean, there's bloggers that do, and that's awesome, and maybe one day I can make a bigger career out of this. Maybe it can be my full-time job. That would be awesome, and I would love that, because that would mean I would just stay home with Asher more often. But you can make money off of sponsored posts. So basically that would be like someone sending you a product, you testing it out, writing about it. You can do an Instagram post for them or a blog post. Clearly you would charge more money for a blog post rather than an Instagram post, because it's more photos, more time and effort to put into writing the entire post. You can also get free stuff, which is what I started out doing, just accepting free stuff from boutiques, different makeup lines, skincare products, whatever. And to me, that's payment. That's awesome that you can get free stuff and just try it out. So I do love that aspect of it as well. Another way I make money is through commission. So I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram and my blog, you see Like to Know It post. So basically Like to Know It just is a link that you can follow me on, and you can get it sent to your email, or you can do like the shop page on my blog. I won't go into all that because I've talked about that on Instagram stories before, but if you click on something that I'm wearing or that I link and talk about, then I get commission off of it if you purchase something. And it doesn't specifically have to be that item that you purchase. It can be just anything from that website. So those are just a few different ways that you can make money. There's obviously more ways. That's just what the top ones I use. So advice to bloggers or people who want to start a blog. So my advice is just to jump in and do it. It is scary to put yourself out there, but it's so much fun. And just be true to yourself. You know, don't compare yourself to other bloggers. I'm guilty of that every day, and so I'm sitting here telling you not to do it, but I still do it. It's hard not to. But just, you know, stay consistent, have a pretty feed, you know, create really good content, and just stay loyal to your followers, and they'll stay loyal to you. Okay, so enough about blogging. One question I get is just kind of random is, how old are you? I'm 24. I will be 25 in April. And then Levi is 26. Okay, so I got a lot of questions about my career when I talked about it on Instagram stories previously. So I am a dental hygienist. I graduated in May with my bachelor's degree in dental hygiene, and the program itself is 2 years. So I was in school for 6 years, which was such a long time. But I changed my major my first semester at school, and then it took me 3 tries to get into the dental hygiene program. My school, hundreds apply and only 28 get in each year, so in the fall. I even took the ACT as a senior in college because I needed something to get my score up, because it was just driving me crazy not being able to get in the program. So if you are someone that is having a tough time getting into the program, my advice is just to keep trying, do your best, you know, maybe it'll happen. For me, I was an alternate the 3rd time, so I didn't even get in the 3rd time, and thankfully someone decided not to go to the program and I got in. So I was super lucky with that and thankful. The program itself is super hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's very demanding, and they tell you that, at least my school did whenever, you know, we got in. Basically, the program is your life. It's a lot of responsibility, but it flies by once you start clinic and seeing patients. So the first semester of the 2 years is just book work, which, I mean, honestly, it sucked. But there's a lot to learn. Like, I went into the field not knowing a mesial from distal, which, if you aren't in the dental field, then you probably don't know what that means. But, you know, I didn't know anything about teeth, so don't think that if you don't know anything, you can't do this profession, because 100% you can. You don't have to have previous dental experience as an assistant or anything to do the program, so don't think that. But you can get an associate's, you can get a bachelor's. Program's really hard, tough to get into, at least where I went at Western Kentucky University. So yeah. Another question I got was, do you like being back at work? I love being back at work. It was definitely hard to leave Asher because I was with him for 2 months every single day. I work at a office downtown, and then I work at an office some days in Alpharetta, so it's a pedo office. But yeah, I love both the offices. I'm so thankful that I found both of those. I love the relationship you make with your patients. You know, whenever I heard about this career first, I was like, how can someone look at someone's nasty mouth all day? But I love it. You see something different every day. No one's mouth is the same, and it's just rewarding to like see a dirty mouth and then get all the calculus off. It's just, I love it. It's like, I guess if you're like a picker, you know, you pick at people's skin, or that's kind of gross, like pimple popper, you know, on Facebook. If you like that kind of stuff, then you might like dental hygiene, because it's basically just picking at people's mouth. So, but yeah, I really like it. The pay's good. You know, I love the aspect that you can work 1 day a week, you can be a temp, you can work full-time, part-time, you can work on someone's maternity leave. Like, you can do so many things with this. So that's one thing that really draws me to the profession as well. Okay, enough about dental hygiene. Some people might think that's boring. But the next question is, do you have a blog post about makeup? I've created several blog posts throughout the 3 or 4 years I've had my blog, but there's nothing that I would like really refer you back to. I haven't done a makeup post in quite a while, but hopefully this year I can do more for you guys, especially now with YouTube. I can post those on my blog as well, so stay tuned for those. How did you learn how to do makeup? Honestly, I'm completely self-taught. I've never been to a class, but I really would love to go to a class just to learn more. I watched Jaclyn Hill for years. She's my #1 person I go to on YouTube. I love her. But honestly, just trial and error. I try different things. When I look back at my makeup 6-7 years ago, it's absolutely terrible. My eyebrows were the skinniest little nothings. It's so embarrassing to even look back at pictures. My best friend, our makeup was just awful. We would like wear like black heavy eyeshadow and just look gothic. It was just terrible. Oh, my son's waking up. Hang on just a second. Okay, try to get situated. He's so big now. He's like 2 months and he's already almost 16 pounds. He's a chunk. Okay, so back to makeup. So like I said, everything was just self-taught. I just watched YouTube videos, did trial and error, so I would say start there. Okay, so next question is, did you plan to have a baby? No, me and Levi did not plan to have a baby, even though now that he's here, I'm so thankful that we have him. We found out we were pregnant in February. I graduated in May and moved to Georgia, which was the plan the whole time, even if we weren't going to have a baby. So honestly, not because the doctors told me, but I just thought that I couldn't have children. So whenever I did find out I was pregnant, I felt blessed. I was scared to death, and I mean, I don't feel like I was too young to have a baby. I wish me and Levi were married, but we knew we were going to get married anyways, which we are getting married in September, so that's super exciting. But yeah, we weren't planning on having a baby, but I'm super thankful that we have him. What was your delivery like? I did a blog post. If you like go to my blog and search birth story, then you'll find it. I won't go too much in detail on here just because it would take me 1,000 years, but so I went over 3 days past my due date, and I was absolutely miserable. He was 10 pounds when he was born. I had to have a C-section because I just would never dilate past 3 centimeters. I was on Pitocin from 6:30 in the morning until 11 o'clock at night, and nothing was happening. So we decided to do a C-section. There really didn't have, I feel like, no other option because he just wasn't dropping and moving down to the birth canal. So we did have a C-section. The delivery was fine. It's funny because people have asked me, like, do I want more kids? And now that I've had him, yes, of course I want more kids. I couldn't imagine not having more children and having a brother or sister for him to play with. I had 3 sisters. Levi has a sister and has a really big family, a lot of cousins, and so I just would never want an only child, and that's just me. If you want an only child or if you want no kids, that's totally fine. But yeah, so delivery, it's funny because whenever they pulled him out, like, I don't know if you've never had a C-section and you don't know, you get really bad gas pain during recovery and just, you know, weeks following. Well, my gas pain started immediately. So, like, as soon as I pulled him out, it rushed all the way up to my neck. It hurt so bad, like, worse than any of the labor pains, like, worse than the epidural, worse than anything. Like, it hurt so bad, I can't even explain it. And I thought I was dying. Like, I didn't know it was gas pain. And the anesthesiologist was kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, because usually you don't see the gas pain until recovery, and he's already gone by then, you know. So I was just like, it's hurting so bad I could barely keep my eyes open. I barely even remember, like, the whole process. Like, I barely remember seeing him for the first time. But that was the worst part, was just the gas pain. I looked at Levi, I was like, we're never having any more kids. And then, of course, as soon as they laid him on my chest, I was like, okay, we can try for a girl because I want a girl more than anything. So, yeah. Delivery wasn't terrible. The C-section process wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. What is your diet and workout like postpartum? So I've never been able to be a strict dieter. You know, I've never had to really be on a diet. I've wanted my stomach to look better my entire life. I'm so bad about working out and having a diet for, you know, 4 to 6 weeks, and my body's starting to look like I want it to, and then just stopping. I'll have one bad thing and I'm just like, screw it, I want McDonald's. So I've never been a good dieter, so I'm definitely not someone to take, you know, diet advice from. But since having him, I've been trying to eat healthier. Like, I don't know. I can't even think of an example. I mean, like, you know, yesterday, so for example, yesterday for breakfast I had eggs. I was in a rush to go to work, and we're still trying to figure out the process of Levi going to school, me going to work in the morning, and bringing him to the babysitter. So it's always a rush. But I ate eggs for breakfast, and then some peanut butter crackers on my way to work. And then for a snack I had a granola bar, and then for lunch I had chicken and rice, and then when I got home for dinner I had chicken fries and french fries in the deep fryer. So that wasn't healthy, but I mean, I'm just not gonna, like my mom tells me, you know, she has problems with eating salt and stuff, so there's a lot of things that she can't eat right now. And she's like, just live your life and eat what you want. Like, you're young now, and eventually you won't be able to eat what you want. And I kind of live by that. That's really maybe not the best way to look at it, but, you know, if I can at least be okay with my body and eat what I want and be happy and still try to eat healthy things, then I'm happy with that. You know, now postpartum, some days I'll wake up and look at my body and I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks so good after having a baby. But then some days I'll wake up, I'm just like, ugh, this sucks. I still have a little bit of a gut. It's went down a lot because, I mean, I was huge towards the end, y'all. Like, I did not take like a 40. I think the last picture I took was like 37 weeks in my belly, which I'm super disappointed about. But I was massive. Like, I was so big. I think I gained 42 pounds. So I've lost basically all that weight. Before I got pregnant, my stomach was a little poochy. Like, it wasn't like flat hardcore abs, so it's kind of back to just down to that now. But right now I'm trying to work out 3 to 4 times a week. It's hard with a baby because, you know, after work, and then once it's my turn to go to the gym after Levi gets back, that's the last thing I want to do is go work out, especially after, you know, just being up all night with him, working, whatever, doing blog stuff. So it's a lot. But I'll try to do legs one day, legs and butt stuff, and then that kind of sounded perverted. Glutes, that's a better word for it. But and then one day I'll try to do upper body. Like, I don't do biceps and triceps one day and shoulders and back. I just do all of it in one day. And then I'll try to do cardio one day and abs. And I do abs almost every single time I work out, just even if it's just for a few minutes. And then if I go a fourth day, then I just kind of do whatever that I feel like I need to. If I did cardio first of the week, then I do cardio at the end of the week, you know, for the fourth time. So, but yeah, I mean, I've been trying to share some of my workout videos. If you go to my Instagram and go to the highlighted stories on my profile, then you'll see a leg and ab day that I did. So maybe I can do some YouTube videos for you guys for like postpartum workouts and stuff. My C-section hasn't really limited me to any kind of workout routine. I've kind of just did everything from week 6. So yeah. Do you want more kids? Yes, I already answered that. And last question is, when is your wedding? So my wedding is September 2018. We're super excited about it. I have a lot of planning to do because it is outside on my parents' land, so I don't have a planner. I'm just doing it all by myself, which is kind of stressful, but it's also fun. I just got my wedding dress over Christmas, so it's like December 22nd, I think. It comes in February, so I'll have like a try-on session and get measured and stuff to like have it altered. But I'm super excited about that, and I have one more bridesmaid to ask to be my bridesmaid, so I have all those. I'm having 9 bridesmaids. Levi still has no idea who the heck he's asking, so he needs to get around to it and do that. But yeah, I'm super excited, and I'll try to share some wedding planning stuff on Instagram and on the blog. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So that is all the questions that I have. If I didn't answer something that you sent me, I'm so sorry. I feel like my DMs were overflowing, and so I tried to compile everything in there. But yeah, so stay tuned for a makeup tutorial soon. Hopefully I can get that out for you guys, and then my next video hopefully will be how I curl my hair. I had previously recorded it, but decided to do kind of 2 ways, so I have to do it 2 different days. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.